Hi, this is Bree from Breezy Special Ed, and today I wanted to show you some of the task cards that I use in my classroom. So first, I love task cards because they are extremely portable and convenient in size. I fit all of mine in this nice little clear shoebox. So super easy to organize, does not take up a lot of space. And you can fit a lot in there. You can see I separate each set by a binder clip, and it's really pretty easy to find the one I want. All of the task cards I make, I try to stay away from cutesy borders and frames, as fun as that sounds, and just do a simple color glow along the sides, so you can kind of easily tell where each task card belongs to in case they ever get separated. Okay, but still won't be too visually distracting for your students. So I have two main types of task cards in here. I have some math task cards that are a little higher level. Okay, so here I'll show you those first. This one is, do you have enough? So what the student sees is a bill here and then a price, and then they have to say, do they have enough? This is actually level 2, so we have bills of different denominations. So we have 1, and here's a 20, here's a 5, okay? What's nice about task cards is you can use these for independent work, and students can then use a dry erase marker and circle their answer on the bottom, or you can work with a student and they can point to their answer. Here's the do you have enough, the first level, and this is all just single dollars, kind of like a dollar over thing. Okay, so they would have to count, do they have enough, yes or no. Another way they can do it for independent work, if you don't want to have them use a dry erase marker, is to use clothespins. I have these really cute little sparkly clothespins here. They do not need to be this cute. You can use regular clothespins too, and then students can choose their answer that way. So let me grab one of the other easier task cards to show how that might work. So here we have male or female task cards. All right, so you would look at this picture, is it a male or a female? The student could then take the clothespin and put it right on the right side, and then they could do there, and you could put that in a task box, or just give it to a student at their desk to work on. So this one, where does it belong? Things in my house. So you get random objects like a roll of paper towels. Where would you find that? And then there's 3 options for each one on this set. Where does a fridge belong? Where does a chair belong? Okay, you get the picture there. Here's another one of the math task cards. This is a dollar over, counting up to 5. So this find the dollar over amount. So the student would say 1, 2, 3. Dollar over is 4. So they would mark 4 with either the clothespin. They could circle all 4 of them, or they could just point and count when working with you to show 4. Here's another one of the math ones, great for higher level students working on money skills. Which one is more? Okay, so just showing 2 bills, which one is worth more money? This is an important skill, just for knowing like what bill to pay with. If they're not quite sure what the dollar over amount is, they'll be always safe choosing that larger amount. Here's a good one, heavy or light task cards. Is a CD case heavy or light? And you'll see those heavy or light visuals on each card. Here we have 2 different ones for when is it. Here's a very simple one, when is it? Is it day or night? It gives a picture. It's very obvious what it is, and the student will say day or night for each one. You can see a range of pictures there. Okay, and then our higher level for when is it, we have the options of morning, afternoon, or night, and then a scenario. So Bella does her homework, when is it? Brad gets dressed, when is it? And even though there's more words on this one, students do still not necessarily have to be able to read in order to do that. They can probably tell he's getting dressed or undressed, so they might pick morning or night. Okay, they can see the lunch here. afternoon, okay? So you kind of get an idea there. And some of these have 2 right answers. When do you brush your teeth? I would hope morning and night would both be correct, okay? That's that. This is one of my most popular task card sets. Where does it go? Food task cards. Okay, you have the options of fridge, freezer, or cabinet, and then you have a wide range of food items here to choose from, and this is great to work on, especially if your classroom doesn't have access to a kitchen. You can still work on those skills of where to put food after you go grocery shopping, because if you put your ice cream in the cabinet, you're not going to be able to enjoy that ice cream. Here's a huge stack. Which one is big and which one is small? So these ones are mixed together. Sometimes I do separate them for students. Okay, oops. So you can see the visual cue up here, which is small. The student would obviously pick the smaller one. And then very similar to that, which one is big? The student would have to choose the bigger one. So there's a ton for that pack. It's an important skill that we work on a lot in math. And then similar to big and small, we have more and less. So let's check these out. These ones I do have separated still from a student. So which one has less? Again, you can see the visual up there to help non-readers or just visual learners too, okay? So all those for which one has less, and very similar to which has less. This one is all about which one has more, and you can see the visual up there to help you with which one has more. Okay, there's one more set of task cards that I have organized in 3 different levels, and actually comes with some visuals here. So this one is which is smaller, which costs less, a good skill to learn if you're trying to find the best deal while you're shopping. So which one is smaller? First is just find the smaller number. So a student can do this on their own, or they can use one of the visuals. Here I actually have a number line with the numbers getting bigger as they get bigger. So they might use this to help them see the 4 and see the 8 and see that the 4 is actually smaller. Okay, and then when we want to fave that, we can kind of use this and see that 0 is really small, 10 gets bigger, okay, and it kind of goes on that line. And then if a student just needs the left to right visual, we have this as well. Okay, so that can help them, well, starting off, which one is smaller, and then we'd have the student move on because prices aren't usually just $1 or $2, they have change behind them. And this one has the dollar amount in a larger font, okay, to kind of help distinguish that and remind the student that we're looking at the number before the decimal, not after the decimal. Again, they can use these visuals with that, okay, which one costs less. And then once students have mastered those concepts and they're ready to go, we're going to give them which one costs less, and everything's the same font. They know to look before the decimal point. They know to compare to see which one costs less, and they can answer them that way. So I hope you enjoyed checking out all of these task cards. I know they're pretty awesome. I hope you think so too. They're all available in my Teachers Pay Teachers store for purchase, and it's a super great deal. And I even have a bundle to save you extra money. Thanks for watching. Bye.